going on? T Jets franchise, the Bengals on deck, and do we have any offensive leaders? The defensive line is potentially looking like a really good strong. The offense, though, completely different story. Ty Montgomery's been hit or miss, but we can say he's definitely outperformed expectations. One very huge game, a few others. Based on the offensive line and the talent and cast we put around him. And he wasn't going in necessarily as like the expected leader either. Um, we haven't really had anybody that has stood out for us. What I mean by that is Chris Herndon was supposed to be the safety net. You can argue that's still been the case. However, he hasn't been a vital, important spot throughout the season so far, and he's definitely disappeared in quite a few games. In the wide receiving core, you can also pretty much say the same thing. We haven't had anybody that stood out, and people that we did expect to play or do this, that, and the third, they are either no longer with us or they've been injured for the season. So a lot of work. Either way, though, let's get into some things. So we do have a few storylines here, if you want to call it that. So stopping the losing streak, we have somebody that might want to try to correct the losing streak we have here, and it's actually Brandon Carr. So Coach Revis, this losing is rugged. Our defense looks lost on game day. I'm calling the players only meeting to create some accountability on defense. What position group do you think needs addressing? It's funny considering the position we're in and how many losses we've already racked up. So we're definitely not going to the postseason. They're just kind of fighting for contracts. Um, I think it would be smart to continue to try to pour as much as we can into the defensive line, though. So our D line is going to be key to breaking this losing streak. Got it. There's a risk if we don't win. This meeting may make things worse, but breaking this streak could give us the momentum we need. So plus 10 morale to the defensive line. If we get 3 sacks against the Bengals, we'll probably get a nice little bit of experience there as well. X Factor defensive tackle. So Geno Atkins of the Bengals. If we can pick up a win, we'll get a boost of XP there as well. Probably to the offensive line, most likely. Some contracts that we need to decline. Well, a contract. I think the one for DeAndre Washington is still there. That's starting to look like a bad pickup. Ooh, I think I'm gonna wait to the last game, the last week of the season, and decide what I want to do with Deontay Burnett. I'm undecided. He could be like that fifth position spot, where we won't allow anybody worse than him coming in. Um, yeah, yeah, we'll hold on to that for now. He's done some decent work in limited opportunities. All right, we still had some scouting that was going on. This is just, man, this is not the draft if you need offensive talent. That's what it feels like. I'm hoping there's going to be some pleasant surprises, but man, slim pickings. Okay, so we do have one again, Jim here, potentially in Devon Preston. We'll have to see what his actual combine is going to look like. But that's promising. That's promising. I can work with that. A lot of picks that we can shift around and move, especially once we get closer to the middle of the draft, as opposed to working the first 2 rounds or so. All right, let's see if we get any more upgrades here. We got that huge boost of XP a week or two ago to the defensive line. Yep, and we got some players finally coming through for that. So Quinnen Williams developing once again. He started off as what, a 78 for us, I believe. 78 for us. what are we looking like for you? Power moves, block shedding. We can't really go wrong either way. So let's just continue to make sure he's hitting that scheme fit. Plus 2 power moves, perfect. Yeah, and we'll just kind of balance it out, switching between block shedding and the power moves. Continue man coverage. This was one of our practice squad additions. Somebody who may not remain on the roster later, and same thing. He actually got a pretty decent upgrade there. Okay, let's see what we are working with this Bengals roster. Okay, so Andy Dalton leading the way, Ryan Finley backing up, Joe Mixon there, not a whole lot of threats behind him. Giovanni Bernard injured. So if something happens to Joe Mixon or they have to try to, run a pretty balanced game, that's going to be problematic for him. AJ Green, Tyler Boyd still on the outside. He's developed quite a bit. I remember his rookie season where I think they might have been saying he was like a bust automatically. Played like a really low amount of snaps and then like just kind of exploded sophomore year, junior year. John Ross, disappointing. Even in Madden, I feel like he's been disappointing, but we'll see. Kenny Britt, Alex Erickson. We got to deal with Tyler Eifert. We'll see if that injury history creeps up on him. CJ Uzoma, Jonah Williams, the rookie on the line. Glenn, Billy Price, Fusco. At least according to Madden, and equivalate. You can equivalate like 75 or above as like average to above average because they just don't develop that quick. But the defensive line looking pretty solid. Carl Lawson now actually with us as well. I would have considered shifting some things around in Madden, but we'll keep things specific to what's going on in our little universe here. Geno Atkins, Vincent Taylor behind him, Vigil. The linebacker core is where they've cost themselves a lot of games. William Jackson, though, on the perimeter. Drake Kirkpatrick, Darquez Denard. Outside the top three, there's a pretty steep drop off, though. Jesse Bates, very, very talented. And then Sean Williams. So we can take advantage of the second line of defense, but there's not going to be a whole lot that we can do between the defensive line and the secondary. I do want to take a look at some rewards real quick because we actually haven't checked these out at all. So current MVP Patrick Mahomes, 7-3-1 on the season. Not tops in the league, but he must be crushing it again. Dan Quinn leading the way for Coach of the Year, and then for our division, Mahomes, of course, is the Offensive Player of the Year. Josh Allen, Watson there in the top three. Williamson on defense. CJ Mosley actually has an opportunity to try to capture Defensive Player of the Year. Bradley Roby for the Texans. Leonard Williams also in there for us. That's nice. Marquise Brown, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Paris Campbell, Noah Fant. So two receivers and a tight end. Nobody for us. That shouldn't be a surprise. Quinnen Williams leading the way for Defensive Rookie of the Year. That is exciting. Blake Cashman's also in there. He's over Ja'Kai Polite, which I'm a little confused about. I know Ja'Kai Polite I think he has a decent amount of sacks, maybe a few fumble recoveries. I think Blake Cashman only has like an interception and maybe a decent amount of tackles, so I don't know. I'm not going to argue it though. Mahomes also leading the way as best QB. Josh Allen and Philip Rivers there as well. We definitely shouldn't have made the list. Kareem Hunt, Connors, and Lamar Miller in the running back department. Keenan Allen, I feel like he's so underrated. He had that crazy injury history before, but he's like he's kind of Antonio Brown-esque, I would say, in terms of getting the ball, but also kind of dominating as a run after catch receiver. Marshall Yanda from the Ravens, best offensive line in AFC. Mitchell Schwartz, David DeCastro there. Those names should tend to ring bells quite a bit. Leonard Williams leading the way in the defensive line voting. Myles Garrett behind him, and Q also not too far behind. So that's great to see our top two performers at those positions. C.J. Mosley leading the linebacker core. Avery Williamson that we sent to the Patriots behind him, and Von Miller also leading the way. Jordan Jenkins happens to be behind him. How, I could not tell you. Might be like the tackles for loss potentially. Bradley Roby, Jordan Poyer, and Will Parks as the DBs there. So I believe Poyer's a safety in the Bills scheme. So two cornerbacks and a safety. Gauskowski, Lambo, and there. Our kicker's been pretty atrocious, so shouldn't come as any surprise for us. But let's go ahead and dive into the game. See if we will finish 3-9 or if we will be able to move to 4-8. We'll also take a look at our draft positioning right after we finish this game and kind of see what we're potentially looking at with a handful of games left to go. With that said, hoping you guys enjoy the game. I'm looking forward to it. See if anybody steps up on offense for us, and I will catch you guys when it's over.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach. And the calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
Andy Dalton set to lead out this Bengals offense at the controls for the 9th year, the man out of TCU.
Hands up. Green 18. All day, dog. Check three. Check three. Check three. Hands up.
This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's 2nd down. Here now the offense for the Bengals.
Out of the backfield is Joe Mixon, and he was a valuable commodity coming out of the University of Oklahoma because of his ability to be so versatile. Can run it inside with power, gets to the perimeter and can outrun people, catches the ball not only out of the backfield, but you can split him out just like he would be a receiver. And I think that if he wanted to dedicate himself, he'd be an all-pro kick returner.
Well, look now at our starting defense. They come into this one ranked number 5 in the NFL against the run.
And the mantra of this unit, get to the football. Fly to the ball carrier. And you know how you can tell that they do it really well? At the end of each play, when you click off the frame, count the number of guys that are around the ball carrier. It's always 7, 8, 9 guys. They get to him each and every play.
Now Joe Mixon. Oh, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. So much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here that if you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
51 yards on the punt there. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They will be led out by their 2nd-year quarterback, the 3rd QB taken in 2018, Sam Darnold.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that, and they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
You mine.
Darnold. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ford. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Heavy. Watch the back.
Now off the bootleg, Darnold. That one's complete to Tomlinson. A very solid gain of 27.
Keep playing hard.
They brought in the heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation, and sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a 1st down.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 46. Back to throw, Darnold. Throw complete to Herndon. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Yeah, baby.
A look there at the defensive starters for Cincinnati. They were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
And they needed to be, because that game was a game you don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out in the trenches. One play can make the difference type of a game, and they got it done.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery.
It's run, fellas, it's run.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Oh, yeah.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. He's got this to his running back, Ty Montgomery.
Here comes the boom. I see you, boy.
Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play, because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
On 4th down, the Jets turning to Chandler Catanzaro for the field goal try. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot, and this will remain a scoreless game. A 55-yard attempt, normally you'd say well within his range. Little surprised he came up short.
And he knew it immediately, didn't he? They are so calibrated, aren't they? They can tell the touch, the feel. When they put the foot to the ball, whether it's going to be good or not, he knew immediately he didn't have that one.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Dalton. Green brings it in. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. He's going to air it out deep for Green. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And it's 2nd down. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Watch the run, watch the run. Shit.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here's Randy Bullock now as he'll go for the field goal. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. To throw again on second down, Darnold. And Darnold, he lost the football.
That's how we do it.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on third down.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
A shotgun snap for Darnold. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
On fourth down, the Jets turn things over to Locke Edwards to punt it. The Bengals bring pressure, and it's blocked. It's picked up, and this is a live ball, remember. And they wind up with a football at the 31 or 32, looks like the 31-yard line. And with points at an extreme premium here in a 0-0 game, that could be a big special teams play right there.
That's an advantage play. Someone create an advantage for their team, give them an opportunity, and special teams is usually a terrific starting point for that. Blocking the punt, now they've given themselves a chance and have seized momentum.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10.
You must be dreaming.
Dalton here from the gun. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll bring up a second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up second and 6. Dalton with a give here to Mixon. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
All day, baby, all day.
Despite only needing one, Dalton to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield.
All day, baby.
They only get 2 there, but on third and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. You know, the best game of quarterback Andy Dalton's career arguably came against these Jets. He threw 5 touchdown passes and a 49-9 shellacking of Gang Green back in 2013.
Double dog. That's the way.
A first down throw coming for Dalton. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll be a second down. Looking to throw again on second down. Dalton, he gets this in the hands of Mixon. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal. Goal line offense, something they've really been emphasizing in practice lately. Now they have a chance here to put all that hard work to use. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. you got to go up and make the tackle right away.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. They pass up the three, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Jets are going to get the football back. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5.
Hey. 4 down.
Following the penalty, Montgomery. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6.
That's it, baby.
He's brought down by William Jackson. A 1-yard loss brings up 2nd and 16 at the 6-yard line.
We're scoreless after 1. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter as they've got it with a second down coming up.
57 the mic. Here we go.
Now on 2nd and 16. Darnold. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And they'll hit him for a loss as he's back to his 2-yard line.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Gotta credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
Ross on the return. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Don't forget later tonight, Sunday Night Football, we've got the Pats and the Texans from NRG Stadium in Houston. And then tomorrow night, Monday Night Football, it's supposed to be really cold up in Seattle as we've got the Vikings and the Seahawks from CenturyLink Field at 8:15 Eastern. Dalton, 1st and 10. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. 1st down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Andy Dalton now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10.
Fresno.
They toss to Mixon. Spins away. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
57. Mike, 57.
From the 39, Dalton. Got his man. It's Eifert. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Dalton's pass complete to Green. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati 1st down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Watch the pass.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Looking to throw on second down. Dalton, and the catch good. It's Eifert. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on third down. Now on third down, that pass knocked down. Take that one up.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play.
There's nothing available there for him.
And Bullock will put this one through. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
Now look at Quincy Enunwa and the rest of the offense heading back out. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well. And they're really excited he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times it's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. The linebacker, Preston Brown, brings him down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Montgomery on the counter. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Oh, you got deep?
Running it, Washington. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Okay, baby, I see you.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
On 2nd down now, it's Washington. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
The corner, Perry Nickerson, had the tackle. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Dalton bootlegs out. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. And the Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. And Dalton to throw. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Nice hit, boy.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but
Yeah.
no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
Here's Ryan Quigley now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now look at Quincy Enunwa and the rest of the offense heading back out. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us. But sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a Jet first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Defense, let's go.
57's the mic. Watch 57. Watch the screen.
Darnold on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Ford. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
I'm here all day.
Check 52's the mic. Check 52's the mic.
Darnold from the gun. And he's going to have the hook up to Burnett. The pickup on the pitch and catch. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score.
I know he ain't got it.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Darnold's throw caught here by Enunwa. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 16. First red zone opportunity now for the Jets. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, Darnold. That's caught by Montgomery. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. Darnold.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside.
Flat on his back. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
I got you, boy.
Now Darnold on 3rd and goal. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. And Catanzero's kick is right through, and that will knot things up here late in the first half. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And we're under a minute to go here. What's been an even first half all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. Couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
I got you, punk. 85, I'm coming for you. I'm coming, punk.
On first and 10, here's Andy Dalton.
Single.
Open man is Ross, complete. Fighting his way through contact. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great. Let's go for the end zone. If not, settle for a field goal. Looks like they can try to hit pay dirt. So the big play gets him across midfield now for first and 10.
Let's get that ball.
Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Short pass, Eifert on the receiving end. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. Passing, it's Dalton to Mixon on the check down. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
He's tired of me. He's tired of us.
Now Dalton with a first and 10. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
We're good.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Let's go. Let's go one more. Hey, switch gears.
This will be Dalton again. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon as the first half is winding down. And the Bengals have taken the lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And the lead is now 10-3. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a Bengals score. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
Going deep now for Herndon. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. We're starting to get near the home stretch of this NFL season. It's Week 13, so let's get an update on what's going on. We'll get started down south of here at Hard Rock Stadium. Philadelphia in town to take on Miami. And as they come towards halftime, it's the Eagles who have the lead in that one. Carson Wentz lighting things up. 3 touchdown passes there. From there, it's off to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Tennessee Titans. Marcus Mariota, 3 touchdown passes. Finally, we'll save the biggest for last as we head to AT&T Stadium to see what's happening with the Cowboys at home in Arlington. And they were losers in their ball game as the visiting Buffalo Bills come in and took it to them. Josh Allen leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. New York set to take the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Automatic first down.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now a run with Montgomery. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. 3 yards is the pickup, but it leaves them still needing 11 here on 3rd down. Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And that is incomplete.
Oh, boy, I know you felt that one. I know you
It
felt
appears
that
they're going to come up empty on this first drive of the second half, still down by that slim margin.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, when you sit and analyze it, they're not happy about what happened, having to go to the bench. But this gives them a chance to let their defense do some work while they on the sidelines go over what they're doing offensively and formulate a proper plan.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for New York. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. This one angles out of bounds at a good spot in the coffin corner. They're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
40. Mike, 44. 1, 2, 3. Check.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Coming to you.
Again, it's Mixon.
Run.
And he'll take this one up to about the 13. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
Hey, we got 4. Got 4 down.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he will get the 1st down as he's up to the 20-yard line. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. Check.
They'll run on 1st down. Mixon, and he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, They've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. After the loss, here's 2nd and 12 from the 18. Here's Dalton. Green brings it in. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Green last year had the lowest numbers of his career output-wise, 694 yards, 6 touchdowns. But, of course, there was a reason for that. He was battling a toe injury the second half of the season. And, boy, did the Bengals miss his presence. They limped to the finish line, losing 7 of their last 8. They are happy to have him back and healthy.
He's scared.
3rd and 2 for Dalton. And Eifert has it. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. A couple of first downs have him to the 40 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
57's right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Dalton, he gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Dalton on the draw to Mixon. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. New York set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game.
Right here. Come on, D.
On first down, it's Darnold. Throw left side complete. That's 4th. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Now Darnold, and that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well. Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for New York. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And he'll be upended after a gain of 5 up to the 25-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Here's Dalton. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Taking it about the 16. Call that one an even 60 yards. 6-0. The New York set to take the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10 at their own 21. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. To throw is Darnold. Throw complete to Herndon. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it? How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that 1st down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for New York. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game, almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he goes down. Dalton couldn't get rid of it, and that will be a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10, right at the 30. On the ground, it's Montgomery. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
I'm going to hit you.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
4 down. Even. Blitz.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Darnold now to throw. Caught by his tight end, Wesco. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Let's get it.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for New York. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Big Leonard Williams there on the stop. The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Once again, they run with Mixon. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 8. Dalton here from the gun. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here's Ryan Quigley now. He's been terrific so far. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. New York set to take the field. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes a better punter may actually determine the outcome.
It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Single.
From the 35 on 2nd down. Darnold. Anunu's got it. Complete. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets 1st down. Darnold now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carlos Dunlap able to record his 5th sack of the season. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now it's Darnold. Incomplete. The linebacker Preston Brown there to knock that one away. The Jets on 3rd down. Not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This will be 3rd and forever. They run with Washington. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. He's able to chew up 8 yards on the carry there, but still 4th down upcoming.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime, but the best teams adjust series to series, And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for New York. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. Getting ready to go again, here's Andy Dalton marching back onto the field. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind, it's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes around him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up, and they tend to play well.
Andy Dalton now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. And here's a throw taken in by Boyd. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Dalton now to pass. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. To throw here, Dalton. Got an open man, that's C.J. Uzomah. First time they've looked his way in this game, he comes through picking up the 1st.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Another chance for Dalton. That's caught by his tight end Uzomah. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. Finding Green complete. And he's got this down to the 35.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Dalton going to break the huddle, come up 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Dalton. Got a man open, it's Ross. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
This will be Dalton again. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
44's to Mike. Watch the out.
They'll run with Mixon. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see.
Turn it up. Kill.
3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? And this is going to be incomplete. First quarter, Charles, you really emphasized the importance of winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. They haven't forced a single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnovers might lead to no victory.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Anunwa the intended target, but it'll be second down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
I got you, son. I got you. You're all mine. Baby.
On second down, Montgomery.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's
Give him
coming,
4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Run, 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 run.
There on the tackle. It's a gain of 4.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Butt set. Butt set.
Darnold from the gun. Over the middle, complete. It's Ford. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
Let's go, let's go.
That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that
first.
wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
Mike 57, Mike 57. Hey, watch the lane. Alert 3, alert 3.
Draw play, Washington.
Run, 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 run.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Check 52's to Mike.
On 2nd and 2, Darnold got an open man. It's Anunwa.
All day.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
57 to Mike.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 47. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. Now the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. They'll look to throw, and he's got Anunwa. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route, that's not the way you're supposed to play it.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. He's back to throw. He's got Herndon, his tight end. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. Back to throw. He's got this to his running back, Ty Montgomery. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ford.
Good work, boys.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Darnold. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation. But to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Darnold's pass complete to number 89, Chris Herndon.
Mike 52, Mike 52. Come on. Tight end left.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I think we can figure out why they went for 2 there, right? Up 1. You want to make it a field goal difference if at all possible. They didn't get it, Now, they've got to play some defense down the stretch.
Yeah, not much margin for error now for your D. They just have to get it into range. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Dalton and the offense now. Down by 1. A little over 40 seconds to go. Needing at least 40 yards, you'd have to think, to have a shot.
You gonna get this, boy? You think you gonna get this? You think this?
All right, here's Dalton. Green brings it in. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Bring it. Kill, kill, kill. Kill.
He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. And that's complete. It's Green here. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now Dalton. Now a desperate. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
And that one, oh, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
New York set to take the field. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a 1-point victory. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and
long. Okay, so a last-minute thriller. Chris Herndon to Sam Darnold to Chris Herndon. So that connection comes alive last minute. And this is one of the weirdest winning scores that I've seen in a long time. 11-10, we do reach our 4th victory of the season, which means we do get the experience since we technically met our goal. We got some things going on here, so it looks like the meeting worked out. Let's see what Brandon Carr has to say. Finally, the losing streak is over. I don't know if the players only did any good. The offense still looks a little sluggish out there, but hey, I'm not going to complain about a win, right? Hopefully this means we're rolling now on to the next one. And he's right. This could okay, his legacy went up. This could I thought we were going to get experience there. This could propel us to start winning a couple of games. And oh, that's a nice little boost there. If so, I will take it. Every victory helps out experience-wise and everything with the players. That winning culture kind of starts to come alive when we start racking up victories like that. Otherwise, it does hurt our draft positioning. So for those people that focus on that aspect of things, it's not going to look the best. So 4 games to go. I want to take a look at the standings real quick and see what our top 2 picks are looking like. So with the win, we elevate ourselves to the 5th spot in the draft. And where are the Lions? Oh, they have shot way up. we kind of got finessed out of our pick. We traded May a first and I think a second in another draft, and currently we are looking to, let's see. So we're looking at picks number 5 and number 19. Let's see if they lose out at 6 and 10. Mm, realistically, probably somewhere in like the 12th range, I would say. So we're probably looking at a top 5 pick, depending on what we do, and a mid-round pick, which may not be the worst thing, because again, there's not super elite talents, but there's a lot of good depth that it looks like, a lot of good hidden gems to find. So we could potentially even trade back, stock up more picks for the next draft, and this draft as well. But with that said, thank you guys for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing how we do in these last two division rival games. We got the Miami Dolphins